About a year ago, I hit rock bottom. Like, eating ramen straight from the packet, no water boiled, kind of broke. I had lost my job after a round of layoffs, my credit card bills were mocking me, and my checking account looked like a horror movie, barely $120 sitting there like it was on life support. I was crashing in this tiny rental apartment, sharing a wall with a guy who ran his personal EDM studio 24/7, and I spent most nights scrolling TikTok, looking for either a miracle or an excuse to avoid my problems. One night, around 3 a.m., because nothing good ever starts before midnight, I stumbled onto a site of TikTok talking about glamping. Rich people paying to sleep in tents, not even real camping, just a tent with some fairy lights and a fake campfire. Some of these setups looked like they were charging $200 plus a night just to pretend to be rugged. Meanwhile, I had actual ruggedness down to a science. My kitchen sink had been leaking for 6 months. That's when it clicked. Down the street, about 3 houses away, there was this abandoned property. Owner moved abroad for work 2 years ago, and the place had been left to rot. The backyard was wild. Broken fence, weeds taller than me, rusted old swing set. Absolute dump, but to someone with imagination, and a phone camera with portrait mode. It could look like a natural eco-retreat. Next day, I pulled together what little cash I had left. Went to Walmart, bought a halfway decent tent, a few camping chairs, a string of solar-powered lights, and some dollar store decorations. Cleared out the worst of the overgrowth myself. Chopped back the bushes, filled like 15 trash bags, raked over the ground to make it look untouched by man. It still looked rough, but if you squinted real hard and applied a nice filter, it could pass as rustic. I listed it on Airbnb as eco-urban camping experience. A slice of nature in the city. $75 a night. No lie. Within 2 days, someone booked it. It was this couple from out of town, probably mid-20s, vegan, super into astrology. They thought it was magical. They even left a 5-star review saying they felt more connected to Mother Earth. After that, it snowballed. I started getting weekend bookings pretty regularly. I reinvested every cent. Bought a portable fire pit, added a hammock between 2 of the better trees, even printed out a cute camp rules sign I found on Pinterest. By the end of the first month, I cleared about $1,200, and for the first time in a long time, I didn't feel like I was drowning. Then, things got weird in the best way. One guest, this IT guy from Seattle, loved the authentic survivalist vibe so much that he asked if I accepted Bitcoin. Now, I'd heard of Bitcoin, but I thought it was some scammy gamer money or something. I was about to say no, but something in my broke-ass gut said, be dumb, say yes. So I downloaded a random crypto wallet app. He sent over around 0.35 BTC, at that time, worth about $800. It felt fake. I even forgot about it for a while. Meanwhile, I kept upgrading the camp. I got a second tent. Added a small portable grill setup. Set up cheap little lanterns on sticks to make a pathway. Charged more for that deluxe experience. Summer hit, and my bookings blew up. Bachelorette parties, nature therapy, getaways, corporate team building idiots who almost set the place on fire trying to connect with the wild. Sure, there were annoying moments. People complaining about too many insects, you're outside, Karen, chill. Raccoons stealing food at night, even once a drunk guy trying to chop wood with a butter knife. But the money was steady. Then Bitcoin started popping off. I remember checking my app out of boredom one day and nearly throwing my phone across the room. My little 0.35 BTC? Worth almost $18,000. I didn't even know what to do. It was more money than I'd ever had in my life at one time. First thing I did was cash out enough to wipe my credit card debt clean. Second thing, I invested back into the business. I rented an actual piece of cheap land about 30 minutes outside the city. Nothing fancy, just a couple of acres with trees and a busted old barn. I set up 2 permanent glamping domes, proper bathrooms, big upgrade from the old camping toilet situation, and professional photo shoots for the listings. Now I run 2 sites. The backyard one, still low-key because technically it's probably not 100% legal, and the full-on glamping retreat out in the woods. In the peak season, I can pull $6,000 to $8,000 a month. Off-season it's slower, but I get enough die-hard campers and weird retreat groups to keep it going. It all started because I was desperate enough to look at an abandoned backyard and think, maybe someone would pay to sleep here. Have you ever looked at a pile of trash and thought, what if this is my gold? No? Well, I did. And somehow, that one dumb thought flipped my life upside down in a way no 10 Rules of Success video ever could. At first, there was no big plan. No debts crushing me, no heartbreak, no dramatic movie soundtrack in the background. I just wanted a little extra money for summer. Nothing heroic. I literally just didn't want to sit in my sweaty apartment drinking discount beer while my friends posted festival pics from Ibiza. Anyway, I was driving through an older part of town when I noticed a whole mess of old plumbing dumped by the side of the road. Sinks, toilets, pipes, faucets. Clearly leftovers from a demolition. I slowed down, jumped out of the car. It was dusty, a bit grimy, but honestly, solid stuff. Heavy, thick, old-school materials. Not that flimsy modern crap. I touched a cracked porcelain sink and thought, what if someone actually needs this? Next day, rented a beat-up van for $20, loaded it up to the roof. Neighbors stared. One yelled, "Dumpster King," as I stacked my 6th toilet into the back. Zero shame. I was in my element. That weekend was a full-on bootleg car wash, but for toilets. Buckets, gloves, wire brushes, degreasers. I spent hours scrubbing every item like I was prepping them for an antique showroom. At one point I had this moment of existential crisis, standing in a puddle of muddy water thinking, bro, what the hell are you doing with your life? But I kept scrubbing. Then came the photo shoots. I set everything up against a textured brick wall, added some vintage-style edits. Filters that made the cracks look like character, instead of damage. I posted listings everywhere I could. Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, some weird-ass restoration forums. My headline? Vintage 50s to 70s plumbing fixtures, authentic character, perfect for restoration projects. No expectations, just vibes. Next morning, 27 messages. 27. First buyer pulled up in a shiny black SUV and paid cash for 2 old sinks, no haggling. Said he was redesigning his mid-century modern Airbnb and needed period-accurate touches. Another guy, a set designer, bought 3 toilets for a 70s-themed short film. He was so stoked about the original flush handles that he paid me extra to deliver them to the set. By the end of that week, I was $1,400 richer. Pure profit. And the best part? It wasn't a one-time thing. I dove deep, started mapping out neighborhoods with old properties getting torn down. Called demo companies. Slipped some guys $20 tips, just to let me pick through scrap piles before they got carted off to the dump. Got busted twice. Once almost got arrested when a building manager thought I was stealing junk sinks out of a fenced-off yard. Had to explain, awkwardly, that I was literally scavenging trash to sell vintage experiences. The security guard laughed so hard he let me go. I realized real quick, people don't just want objects. They want stories. Not just a sink, but a piece of the 1960s, authentic mid-century modern ambiance, your bathroom's time machine. So I evolved. Instead of flipping single items, I started building entire sets. Matching sinks, toilets, mirrors, faucets, vintage lighting, retro tile samples, old-school brass towel racks, curated, polished, packaged as a full, period-correct, bathroom ready to install. The first, full package, I sold? $5,200. Guy wired the money before even seeing everything in person, just trusted the pictures and my descriptions. I almost cried. A film production studio ordered 2 complete setups for a retro horror movie. A boutique cafe chain hired me to outfit 5 new locations in authentic 1950s vibes. Every month got crazier. My $1,400 side hustle turned into a legit business. Now I run a small team. 1 dude scouting materials, 1 guy restoring and polishing fixtures, 1 handling the logistics and deliveries. I curate the styles, talk with clients, and pick through every piece of junk like a treasure hunter. Our warehouse is small, just an old building on the edge of town, but it's packed with history. Rows of 60s sinks, racks of vintage door handles, stacks of ceramic toilets lined up like soldiers from another era. Best months, $25,000 to $30,000 pure profit. And to think it all started because I pulled over to the side of the road and saw a pile of junk, and decided it wasn't trash. It was a gold mine. Honestly, it started out as a joke. I was bored, broke-ish, and sick of scrolling through how to make money online videos made by 18-year-olds sitting on rented Lambos. I didn't have some life-changing business idea. I didn't even have any real skills that would make people throw money at me. One night, half distracted and eating cereal straight out of the box, I stumbled onto a freelance site where people were charging $20 to $30 just to suggest startup ideas. No joke. Literally, I'll give you 5 business ideas for $25. At first, I laughed. Then I thought, wait, why can't I do that too? Same night, I signed up, slapped together a profile. Startup consultant with entrepreneurial experience, which, honestly, was just me failing at sneaker flipping and launching a food blog my mom pitied me for. I posted my first gig. I'll brainstorm 5 custom startup ideas based on your budget and experience level. $10 flat. Crickets. A week passed. I forgot it existed. Then, first order. A dude from India wanted business ideas for broke college kids. I panicked, Googled like crazy, wrote up ideas like online tutoring, selling used textbooks, micro-event planning, threw in a fake but professional-looking paragraph about market potential, and sent it off. Next day. Thanks bro, exactly what I needed. 5 stars. Something inside me snapped awake. Next day, second order. Then another. Then 3 in one weekend. I started adding upsells. Plus $15. Bonus marketing plan, plus $10. Recommended tools and launch strategy. I jacked my base price to $25. Nobody blinked. Orders kept coming. I wasn't smarter than anyone else. I just wrote faster, packaged ideas better, and sprinkled in words like scalability and minimal viable product to sound fancy. But not everything was perfect. One time, a guy ordered an idea for a pet-focused startup for luxury markets. I sent him back a rough draft suggesting a boutique cat yoga subscription box. He roasted me in a public review so hard, sounds like you Googled this half drunk in 5 minutes, that I almost deleted my account. He wasn't wrong either. That night, I stayed up redoing my entire gig. Cleaned up my wording, added real market stats, even offered free revisions for pissed-off clients. After that, negative reviews dropped to 0. By month 3, I made $3,200. Month 6, cracked $5,800. Enough to finally ditch my miserable side hustle delivering food for tips. But I kept evolving. I realized people loved ideas, but they loved feeling smart even more. So I stopped just sending lists. I started sending mini pitch decks. Executive summaries, target audience breakdowns, monetization pathways, all fake polished, but presented so well it felt legit. One night, half asleep, I got an order from a US investor. He wanted a validation report for an educational app for retirees. Bro, I didn't even know what product validation was. Spent 8 hours deep diving forums, watching 2x speed YouTube videos, cobbling together competitor analysis slides from random Reddit posts. Sent him a clean PDF through Canva. He paid $300 without a second thought. That moment hit different. It wasn't just about selling $10 ideas anymore. I was selling clarity to people drowning in their own chaos. I finally built my own site. No more $10 gigs. Now consulting packages started at $100 minimum. Personalized mentorships hit $300 plus. Today, 3 steady startup clients under monthly retainers. A passive stream from quick consultations off freelance sites. No more delivery app gigs. No boss breathing down my neck. Last month I pulled in just over $7,200. All from selling expertise I didn't even have when I started. I'm still not some Silicon Valley guru. I still Google half the sh*t I send to clients. But guess what? While half the world is waiting for permission to feel qualified, I'm already out here building my damn empire. It didn't start with some dramatic "I hit rock bottom" moment. I wasn't desperate. I wasn't chasing miracles. I just wanted a better plan. I was tired of online scams, fake side hustles, and listening to broke people give money advice. So I sat down one night and asked myself a simple question. Where is the cash actually sitting, right now? I wasn't looking for some digital scheme. I wanted real, physical money moving through real, physical stuff. After some digging, I realized something. Tons of local stores were shutting down after lockdowns. Some permanent, some temporary, which is just corporate speak for, we're never coming back. And when stores shut down, they don't move their inventory one item at a time. They sell it off in bulk, dirt cheap. Light bulb. So I made a plan. I would hit up every going out of business sale within 50 miles. I would negotiate crazy low deals on whatever leftover goods I could find. Then I'd resell it locally. No online shipping, no eBay fees, just fast cash. Simple, dirty, effective. First, I built a Google sheet. Mapped out every liquidation sale happening that month. Got addresses, store types, contact numbers. I called ahead, played it cool. Hey, I'm looking to buy stock in bulk, not individual items. You open to deals? Most owners didn't even flinch. They just wanted it gone. First hit, a small kitchenware store shutting down. Tons of glassware, utensils, random home gadgets. I showed up with $500 cash in an old backpack. Met the owner. She was exhausted, stressed, and didn't want to deal with 100 bargain hunters picking over stuff. I made my pitch simple. I'll take everything you have left, right now, for $400. She hesitated for 2 seconds. Then said yes. Loaded my car like a Tetris game on hard mode. Took it home. Sorted everything cleanly. Wine glasses, mixing bowls, spatulas, weird herb choppers. That weekend, I sold the entire batch at a local flea market and through a few garage sale groups on Facebook. No shipping, no drama, cash in hand, cleared $1,200 after everything. In 1 week. And that was just the start. Next target. A tiny bookstore going under. They had boxes of stationery supplies nobody was buying, journals, planners, fancy pens. $300 cash deal. Resold individually at weekend markets and some local student fairs. Cleared almost $1,000 profit in under 2 weeks. Every time I reinvested the cash. Small wins snowballed. By month 2, I was hitting random strip malls at 9 a.m., negotiating directly with store owners. I got better at spotting deals. Low weight plus high demand equals good flip. Fragile crap equals avoid unless it's stupid cheap. Weird niche items, like professional pizza cutters. Gold for restaurant owners. Not everything was smooth. One time I bought a truckload of cheap toys thinking Christmas would make them fly off. Wrong. Half the stuff was garbage knockoffs, and I barely broke even. But every mistake sharpened the process. I didn't need a fancy Shopify store. I didn't need SEO optimization or Instagram followers. I needed boots on the ground, a decent car, and a sharp eye for desperation. After flipping the bookstore stash, I got even hungrier. One Saturday morning, I heard about a hardware store 2 towns over shutting down. Jumped in the car at 6 a.m., drove an hour, and rolled up just as they were unlocking the doors. Shelves full of leftover tools, electrical cords, paint rollers, stuff that would never expire or go bad. I made a $700 cash offer for everything that could fit in my car. Old owner hesitated, called his wife over, whispered something about getting it over with, and boom, another haul secured. That month alone, reselling tools at weekend swap meets and through local Facebook groups, cleared another $2,100 profit. It wasn't glamorous. I wasn't posting beach selfies with hashtags like #grindset. I was sweaty, bruised, smelled like cardboard boxes most days. But my wallet didn't care. By month 3, I had $6,800 stacked up in pure profit. Cash, sitting in a real envelope. Not PayPal pending, not net 60 invoicing. Real, tangible, spendable. Today, I still flip physical inventories on the side, mostly tools, equipment, and occasional furniture. It's dirty work. It's early mornings, lifting boxes, haggling with owners who don't trust you. But it's clean money. No fake followers. No complicated funnels. Just actual buying and selling, like humans have done for thousands of years. And every time I pull a fresh stack of cash out of my glove box, I smile. Because while everyone's out here chasing shiny, 6-figure blueprints, I'm out here doing what works. He thought he was investing in us. I was investing in me. I'm not proud of everything I did. But I'm not gonna lie about it either. When I was 19, I had 0 plans, 0 money, and 0 magic backup ideas. Just a part-time job folding shirts at a mall and way too many hours scrolling TikTok, wondering how everyone else seemed to be figuring it out. One night at a friend's birthday party, I met this guy. Let's call him Jake. Jake was sweet, too sweet. Like, I'll buy you a drink, and also your Uber home, and also your groceries tomorrow, sweet. At first, I thought it was harmless. Let a guy be nice, right? But then Jake started showing up everywhere, bringing me snacks at work, cash apping me, just because, paying for dinners before I even knew the check came. At some point, I stopped pretending it wasn't useful. I wasn't rich, I wasn't smart, but I wasn't dumb either. I knew free money when I saw it. So yeah, I let Jake spoil me. And I let him believe whatever story he needed to tell himself about building a future together. Meanwhile, I was building an escape plan. Every time Jake sent me money, for something cute, or, because you deserve it, I squirreled half of it away into a secret savings account. Not for purses, not for nails, not for treat yourself days. For courses, real ones. I spent nights researching how to learn digital marketing fast, how to get freelance gigs, how to build a portfolio with no experience. At first, I hesitated. $199 for a course bundle? It felt like burning money I didn't even earn properly. But then I thought, if I don't bet on myself, nobody will. And clicked buy. The first 2 weeks? Torture. I hated every second of SEO drills and ad manager dashboards. I wanted to quit every night after work, every time the lessons felt too hard. But every time I wanted to give up, I thought about Jake's money sitting in my savings account. And the anger pushed me through. I wasn't gonna waste this free ticket out. Jake was still sending me random $50 to $100 cash apps every week. Miss you. Thinking about you. Here's something for your smile. I smiled alright, because I knew what was coming. Within 3 months, I finished my mini courses. Set up a Fiverr account, a basic portfolio site, even pitched a few local businesses for free to build testimonials. First paying client, $150 to run Facebook ads for a small bakery. Second, $500 for social media management for a boutique clothing store. Third, a $1,200 website copywriting project for a friend of a friend's landscaping company. I remember the first time I got paid and looked at the balance. It wasn't huge, but it was mine. Money I earned with skills Jake didn't even know I had. Jake, still sending me, hope you're doing okay, texts and random Venmos. At some point, I realized the math. I didn't need Jake anymore. I could pay my rent on my own. I could buy my own groceries. I could finally walk into a restaurant and not mentally calculate how many shifts it would take to afford it. So, I ghosted, cold turkey, no long goodbye, no fake, it's not you, it's me, speech. One day I just stopped answering. I blocked him on everything. Cold? Yeah. Necessary? Also yeah. People can call it cruel. Say I should have been honest. That I used him. Maybe I did, but I know this much. Nobody handed me a safe future. Nobody showed up offering me a blueprint. Jake wasn't my forever. Jake was my stepping stone. A year later, I'm fully self-employed. Making $4,000, $7,000 a month depending on the season. Running ads, writing content, helping small businesses grow while I grow too. Sometimes, when I open my banking app and see a fat deposit hit, I remember the scared girl counting every dollar at the mall. I remember the guilt, I remember the fear, and I remember the moment I decided I would never beg for scraps again. You can judge me, you can call me a snake, you can call me heartless. I don't care, because while you're busy clutching your pearls, I'm busy building a life you can only dream about. If I had to do it all over again, I absolutely would.